just going to go ahead and hand it over to you, and you can share all your expertise.
Yeah, definitely. It's a small group, so hopefully it's more of a dialogue than a monologue, but just to dive in a little bit more about me, I've been in advertising on an agency side for about 20 years, PhD focused on disability inclusion in advertising. And wonderfully, accessibility isn't just something that is seen as compliance anymore. That's me in the center of this photo montage here holding a Grand Prix lion. And so at VML, my role is Global Head of Inclusive Design. We try to be innovative and creative in a way that shows that accessibility can be imaginative and not just informational. And Cannes Lion in 2025 has created awards dedicated to accessibility and inclusion. So it's great to see that the advertising industry is really thinking mainstream about advertising and disability and that intersection of how creativity can really be at the center of it. And I'm a traveler. I love traveling with my family. Here in these pictures, it's my wife and 2 daughters. So VML, it's just 3 gentlemen's last names who are no longer with the agency, but it's the world's largest agency. We have 30,000 people across the globe in offices from London to Singapore to Australia and Southern California. And we have clients that run the gamut. We're not just a travel-focused agency, but we do have travel clients, including Emirates Airlines, Spirit Airlines. That runs the gamut from one of the highest-end airlines to more of the value airlines. Travel Dubai. Visit Tennessee is one of our jewel destination brands that we're so proud of. Ford Motor Company, Coca-Cola, Unilever, which has any number of different brands. And we're excited about all of those. And the interesting thing is that accessibility is mainstream when it comes to any different type of product or service that's out there. And so this slide helps to really show what that means, right? That there's a, come on in. This venue is kind of navigating a bit of a maze to get here, so thanks for everybody who made it. This shows accessibility ticking up. This is a search of people looking on Google and finding out what does accessibility mean. Well, we've seen that trajectory increase year over year over year, where so many more people are interested to learn a bit more, and hopefully as a destination or CVB or DMO or attraction or venue, hopefully you're sharing and being a part of those people searching for what accessibility means. And when it is mainstream, it's not just for people who have a type of disability. Here, this was an article from a major newspaper recently that was speaking about captioning and how captioning isn't something that's just for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, but so many people use captioning, whether it's on their mobile device, watching streaming media, or traditional media. Captioning, subtitles have a wonderful, rich value, and it's a layer onto creativity. It's not simply rote descriptions of what people are saying, but there can be nuance and imaginative ways to be able to have captions add value to what you're sharing and what's creative. This is one of our clients, Wendy's. We're super proud to have the global account for Wendy's. So any Wendy's you go to across the globe, hopefully the advertising that guided you there was done by members of our team, but we also want to make it accessible. And when it comes to travel and tourism, a thing to consider is that when people are venturing in your destination or they're going to or from your destination, there are so many different places and spaces that make up that journey. And it could be a fast casual restaurant like Wendy's or others that are maybe standalone, that are higher tier, that are individual and unique to your destination. But there are ways to be able to imbue and weave in accessibility that is powerful and wonderful. And so we feel like we have the most accessible digital experience when it comes to fast casual restaurants. And that takes critical thinking, it takes planning. And so when it comes to accessibility and advertising, it's not just an afterthought, but hopefully it can be baked in from the beginning. And it takes co-creation where we listen and learn from disability communities along the way to hear from them about what's working, what's not working, what's delighting them. Again, how can we go beyond accessibility? Because as destinations, right, we're not a commodity. We want to differentiate ourselves and stand out from the crowd, and accessibility can be a part of your communications that does that. It's not just about policy and compliance, and it's not just about websites either. There's that customer journey where hopefully there's so many different touch points from influencers who are sharing what they have to offer and their experiences in your destination, social media channels, traditional advertising, all these different ways and pathways that hopefully converge and connect, that accessibility can be along that touch points to create that conversion in that person who wants to come back to your destination. And here we see from a retail perspective, whether it's Walmart that has an accessibility center of excellence, Target, Lowe's, all these different stores from grocery retailers, including Kroger, they have accessibility leads. So again, your destination, your CVB, your DMO is showcasing the community, and within that community, there are so many things that are already accessible. When it comes to packaging, CPG, consumer packaged goods, people are purchasing more accessible packaging, whether it's makeup packaging, laundry detergent, dishwasher detergent, kitchen utensils, so many different things, even deodorant. And if consumers are using those items that are accessible and adaptive on a regular basis, then hopefully the destination could be just as welcoming and accessible. I've got a few ads here, and I wanted to be as quick as possible. I've got 5 minutes. I'll share this one. Let's see if it plays.
Sometimes when I'm in the car with friends, it's a very isolating experience.
I feel the movement of the car, but I certainly don't get much about what's outside the car.
I knew I was missing out, but I don't know what I'm missing until I know what I'm missing.
Our gaze falls upon a sandy shore. Peaceful waves ripple gently along the water's edge, enjoying the serene maritime vibe of Vineyard Haven.
Honda's always been a company about innovation. Because of that, Scenic Audio app can help innovate for those who are blind or have low vision, and that's something special.
The app is really a combination of a number of different artificial intelligences working together and then a number of different data sets working together. We use things like computer vision to actually see what's out there and then generative AI to then describe it. Added to that are all of these data sets that provide much more context that might help us describe things in a much more interesting way.
As we approach the ferry at Woods Hole, its white lighthouse stands sentinel against the gray sky.
The idea of being able to sit in a car and enjoy the scenery around me is novel.
I can get in a car and get the same information as a sighted person. That's a really cool idea.
Struck by the iconic green and white facade, the towering red brick walls adorned with banners of legendary ballplayers. A rainbow arches faintly, giving a splash of magic to this quaint town tableau.
Love rainbows.
It's not about wayfinding. It's not about telling somebody when the next exit is on the road. It's about sharing the experience of being on the road.
It's a lot to pull together, but when it's all together, it's like, holy crap.
The impression of a space in transition, waiting for its next purpose.
That's cool.
We catch glimpses of greenery, sparingly dotting the surroundings.
We have Ford Motor Company. We also have Honda, Mazda, a lot of different car brands, Volkswagen and Honda. We brought this idea to them to be able to say, how can we consider a journey more imaginative? You know, right now there are different information tools that anyone can use, whether blind or not, if they're a passenger, if they're a driver, to hear where they are, but how can we showcase more imaginative ways to be able to highlight what's surrounding someone in a very sublime narrative? And again, that's the thing to share. Accessibility is mainstream, and because it's mainstream, we're seeing a significant shift from that lower foundational level of accessibility where we can all be proud to have an accessible website that maybe is accessible from a remediation and reporting standard, to really being a bit more robust and having rich components of how journeys are more accessible. And it's, again, going from information to imagination. So we're starting to see a maturity across advertising. Our company as well is looking to AI to be able to power accessibility in bold new ways. We're incorporating audio descriptions built via AI in a way that hasn't been done before. So our company, VML, is working across all of our brands to be the most accessible within our advertising. Hopefully in 2025, our goal is to incorporate audio descriptions, captioning across all of our ads. And that's something that a lot of our clients are interested in as well, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, and so many others. I'm going to leave it here. I've got a lot more, and I think in the link that's in the this event app that shares a bit about this this conversation. It has links to some of the videos. Canon Europe, World Unseen, we created a museum experience for blind and low vision consumers. For Newcastle United, we created haptic shirts for deaf and hard of hearing fans. So those are just a few examples of some of the work that we're doing. And again, all of these things, from sporting events to road trips, to even makeup or a Wendy's restaurant, all of these things show that, or the world's first inclusive deodorant, all of these things showcase that advertisers and brands are very mindful of accessibility. Right now, it's an opportunity, hopefully, for everyone when it comes to travel and tourism and accessibility to start to pivot towards that and welcome people with disabilities in a way that so many brands are already doing that.
Sometimes when I'm in the